Are you looking for leadership training for cloud computing? If so, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Michael Gibbs and I'm the founder and CEO of Go Cloud Architects, and we're an organization dedicated towards building high-performance cloud computing careers. Personally, I've been working in technology for over 25 years and I've been coaching and mentoring others for 2 decades. Today we're going to be talking about how to become a thought leader. Now, typically speaking, we reserve this type of training for people in a tech career development program or in our leadership program, but becoming a thought leader can do so many great things for your career that we decided to cover it here in a YouTube video. So to begin, what is a thought leader? And then we'll talk about why it matters so much for your career. A thought leader is a true expert that's going to have a global view of the industry. So they're going to have a global view of the technology as well as a specific industry and how the technology can actually shape or improve that industry. And we'll talk much more about that. A thought leader is going to have such industry knowledge that people are going to know to go to them as their guide. And they're going to be in highly demand because the thought leader is almost the guru of the tech and industry combined. And when you can be this type of an expert on the business impact, the industry impact, and the technology impact, the world will come searching for you because it's really hard to find someone with that level of expertise. A thought leader with that kind of expertise can literally walk into a business and say, I found a way to make you 3% more efficient or 5% more efficient just by knowing the industry and the technology and the processes and procedures to maximize efficiency. So a thought leader is really going to be your go-to expert in an industry. And these are people that are highly respected, in extreme demand, and they're so respected and in such demand that when they come in and they present, they can literally shape an industry. So becoming a thought leader is one of the goals for your technology career if you're looking to really rise and have a fantastic career progression. And this is whether you're a cloud architect, it could be whether you're in marketing, you could even be in sales, but having that knowledge base and having that expertise, being a thought leader is just so valuable for you. So we talked about the benefits of becoming a thought leader, but how do you become one? Well, we're going to tell you right now. First and foremost, if you're going to become a thought leader, you're going to have to become an expert. And we don't mean just a little expertise, we mean a lot of expertise. So you're going to have this global view of your industry and you're going to have to know a lot. So how do you know a lot about a small area? Well, first, you have to find something that you love, because it's not going to happen overnight. You're not instantly going to become an expert on, say, networking for healthcare organizations. But when you are, the world will come for you. So it's definitely worth investing the time, but just understand it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. The next part of becoming a thought leader is what I call niching down to blow up. So you're going to actually have to find a small area for which you're an expert. I like to tell people that there are 10 types of cardiologists that work on something the size of the human heart, which is the size of my fist. Why do I like to tell people this? Because 10 different kinds of cardiologists for just the heart shows you how specialized you can get. A cardiologist will spend 4 years in medical school, 3 to 4 years in a residency, do a 3 to 4 year fellowship, and they're only doing 10% of the heart. Because that's what it really takes to basically become an expert on something. And it's no different for you in your technology career. You become an expert in a niche market that's in high demand and your career will be fantastic. And I'm going to give you some personal examples for me because I've spent most of my life as a thought leader. Because I say you must love it, and here's the reason. You're basically going to have to love it to the point where you can eat it, breathe it, and sleep it. And that's going to be, your area of expertise. So I'm going to give you an example of what being a thought leader did for me in my career, and then we'll tell you how you can start getting recognized. When I was at Cisco Systems, I initially joined Cisco Systems designing systems for banks, which I loved. It was a wonderful company, had a tremendous experience, worked with some of the best and brightest people in the industry, and I love every last moment of it. But I was working in banking, which was great. I had a banking background, I had an MBA, I had worked in banking, so I knew the industry and I was good at banking. And then Cisco decided they were going to focus on healthcare. Now, I had practiced internal medicine as a nurse practitioner prior to moving to technology 25 years ago. So when they said they wanted to do something in healthcare and they were looking for industry experts, I went, wow, this is right up my alley. I can practice medicine and, oh, by the way, I already work here and I know tech. So I had a pretty rare skill set. So they had a department that basically was full of industry experts that did nothing other than thought leadership documentation, consulting to the largest and most strategic organizations in the world. And I was invited to be part of it because I had that industry level of specialties. And that's where the magic happened in my career. What did I do? The first thing I did is I designed an architecture document on how you would design systems to meet healthcare needs, healthcare privacy needs, healthcare laws, healthcare availability needs. If you're going to have all your electronic medical records on a system and the system's not there, what happens to patients' lives? So I knew the industry and I could shape it so I knew exactly what everything needed. But I also knew people's workflows. I knew what nurses did. I knew what doctors did. I knew what physical therapists did. I knew what all the people in the hospital did. So with that knowledge, I was able to build the architecture. And the architecture was tech, but it was also process redesign, workflow redesign, really about maximizing technology to help the business improve their performance. So I wrote this paper, and I wrote 3 versions of a paper. I wrote a 250-page architecture paper, I wrote a 10-page paper designed for the management, and I wrote a 2-page paper designed for the executives. I shared this document, and wow, interesting things happened. I didn't realize what would happen with this document. The first thing I realized is my phone just never stopped. I was automatically speaking in 3 countries per week, and people just wanted to hear what I had to say. And that's where things really got interesting. Every time I would go and make a presentation, someone would actually offer me a job, which I wasn't accepting because I loved Cisco and I worked there so much. But literally by being an expert, people are coming into me. What was it? It was quite simply, I had deep expertise in healthcare, I had some deep business background, and I had good networking background. So that's where I found my way as a thought leader. But you can become a thought leader in anything that you're passionate about. Just become an expert on it. How do you basically get recognized as a thought leader? Well, for one thing, you're going to have to create some content around it. Some white papers, some presentations. And if you're working in an industry, make these white papers, make these presentations. Make them truly amazing. Make them better than anything you've ever written in your entire life. Get help sharing these documents. Find times and opportunities to present at large conferences. Present in front of the executives in your organization. Present in front of executives at other organizations. You create great content and you present it, and your name will spread like wildflower. The next thing you realize, the CIO that you presented to with this large organization is going to call 10 CIO friends, and they're all going to want you to come in. And when you speak to these 10 and you delight them, you're going to hear from 100 other CIOs. And that's how you become a thought leader. You basically get your area of expertise. You build deep knowledge. You live it, eat it, breathe it, and sleep it for a short period of time. And then you create some content that shows your expertise. Now, content isn't going to be something that needs to be sloppily put together. This is a content where you write it, you research it, you make it great. You send it off to a graphics team to make it beautiful. You send it off to an editor to make sure it's properly edited, because this is going to be you. This is what's going to build your brand. This is how you're going to become the recognized thought leader. So create your content. And if you're working for an organization, they have the ability to promote your content to help you build a fantastic career. But what if you're not working in an organization, but you still want to build your brand? Well, you can still work to do it as well. It's not the same without having a big brand behind you pushing your content, but you can still do it. Create really great content. Write some white papers, for example. Again, follow the same process. Make them great. Make them narrow down to an area for which you're an expert. Post them to the internet. Use other industry leaders to help promote your content. Use the social media channels to promote your content. Use your emails to promote your content. Ask others that you know, other experts, to help you along the way. And sure enough, people will get to know who you are. I can tell you quite frankly, I make a tremendous amount of YouTube content. I enjoy doing it. It enables me to provide free training for the technology community, especially the cloud architect community, which I'm very closely aligned to and I care about very deeply. But the entire tech industry, I've been in it forever. When I create content and I produce content, I get phone calls. Constant phone calls. And the reason I'm getting phone calls is the same reason that any thought leader will get phone calls. It's very rare to find someone that's got industry expertise with a level of communication knowledge, a level of presentation knowledge. So get expert on this and you will be there. So start to create content. Start to go to conferences, virtual or in person when the time is appropriate, that are in your industry. Be seen. Be seen around other experts. Ask other experts and you will become one yourself. So as you become a thought leader, some things are going to happen along the way. You're going to have a lot of people that reach out to you. Now, I'm going to tell you, when people start reaching out to you, it's exciting, it's intoxicating. It's, wow, what happened? All of a sudden, I'm a star. if you can maintain your humility, you will be in a much better position. When a lot of people come to you, it's because you have an area of expertise, but they want to work with you because they like something about you. So you have to stay likable. So stay humble. Look, when you're a thought leader, there's no point in ever doing shameless self-promotion. Why? As soon as you speak, as soon as you write, the person knows you're an expert. So it's obvious. Don't go try and tell the world of people you're smart. Just show them, demonstrate, be a leader, and do great things, and the right things are going to happen. So be confident, be approachable, because you want people to come to you. So you're going to have to be relatable. Now, when it comes down to this, I have to tell you, anytime you're approaching thought leadership, anytime you're approaching expertise, this is the process where you're going to be a lifelong learner. It's not like you're going to learn medicine overnight and then never adapt to the changes. You're not going to learn cloud computing overnight and know everything about it, and it's not going to change. Things are dynamic. So to be a thought leader, we have to change with the industry, and when we do these things, we get to become great thought leaders. So just be consistent. Be consistent going to industry conferences. Be consistent with your content creation. Be consistent with your learning. Be known as a thought leader, and the world will seek your services. Let me tell you about some things we do for the technology community. On Mondays and Thursdays, we have a free webinar, and on this free webinar, we teach you how to get your first cloud architect job. We talk about technical competency, we talk about what employers desire, we talk about perfecting your interview, we talk about things like emotional intelligence, empathy, and everything that's necessary to really start your cloud architecture career. We do this free on every Monday and every Thursday. On every Tuesday, we discuss how to get real cloud architect experience from the comfort of your own home, so you can build real depth of knowledge, so you can go from certified to hired, so you can get your first cloud architect job, and we talk about that every Tuesday. Many Wednesdays we actually do a YouTube live, not all, so please subscribe to our channel and you'll find out, and we will answer any type of career questions you have, typically speaking in cloud computing, but we will also answer questions for other technology careers. And we're going to let you know that we have the Ask Cloud Mike set up now. So basically send an email to Ask Cloud Mike. The link is in the description below. If you've got any questions about a cloud architect career or some AWS interview questions or leadership for technology professionals, send a question to Ask Cloud Mike, and we will try our best to make a YouTube video in the coming week or two about your question. We can't guarantee all because we get a lot of requests, but we'll do anything we can to provide as much training and capabilities as we can. We are introducing in a couple of weeks our leadership program for technology professionals. If you are looking to move up the ranks, maybe you're an architect and you want to move up into management, maybe you're an architect and you want to move up to these principal and distinguished architecture roles, we have a program and it's coming out very soon, so stay tuned. You'll see more leadership videos coming for us for that. When we put that together, we took 50 years combined experience from some of the best executives that I know, and that's coming soon. If you're working on AWS certifications, to let you know, we have a free AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate ebook. I'll leave the link in the description below. We also have a free AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate Training Program. I'll leave the link in the description below. As always, it's a privilege to speak with you about any type of topic. And today we spoke about leadership training for cloud computing. I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon. Take care.